Hi, this is Chrissy Incognito, and welcome to another episode of my show. Now, you might be wondering why I'm incognito. This is my alter ego that can say things that I cannot otherwise say unless I was incognito. So, thank you for returning. In order to understand more about this episode, view the previous episode. Happy listening. Because all my life, as the phone rings, all my life, as she has grabbed my ear, she would have said, through the years, I'm 20 now. They still treat me like a child. Blah, blah, blah. And let me tell you, if I could have taped it, I would have. They treat me like I'm in my 20s. They still treat me like a child. Blah, 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 blah. And it was the 30s. I'm in my 30s. They still treat me like a child. I'm a parent, right? Then it was in the 40s. Do you know, to this day, she's like, I'm almost in my 60s. And they still not my mom, but because you never fucking grew up. That was the problem. You never grew up. And she just never... She thought, because again, this is the dynamics with my sister and my parents. You're the parent, you're the adult, you're in control, people take you seriously, your word counts, blah, 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 blah. Okay? So as she got older, she got resentful because she didn't realize it was a Michele problem. It wasn't an age problem. Okay? All throughout the years, she would be like, I'm 20. They treat me like a child. I'm 30. They treat me like a child. And I'm a parent. I'm 40. And I mean, do you know, to this day, she's 55 because what the hell am I? 51. So she's like 55 and a half or whatever. 4.5 years. And I'm going to be 52. So she's going to be 56 or whatever. Do you know, to this day, she's like, I'm almost 60. And can you believe he's saying that, my dad? Can you believe because you never grew up. You never changed. You never progressed. You never grew. You are the same, that little girl that wanted to be treated as an adult at 4. Okay? That same theme is still here. I didn't like it when I was a kid, and I don't like it now. So let's get into the, those are my guinea pigs. I don't know if you heard that. Probably not. Oh, okay. So it's going to a next video. Hold on.
He's not going to account for this, Chris. He's not going to account for being an asshole. We already know that. He's not going to say, he'll say on his terms, he'll say, yeah, I guess I was being a little, these shots are making me, that's how he accounts for it.
Yeah.
Not like, this is your motherfucking source and you're losing her. Why the fuck are you doing this to her? Why are you 80 years old and you cannot manage yourself? Why is that?
So let me explain. See how she's like, you're 80 years old and you can't do this. This is how she would go, I'm almost 16. So she idolized my parents. She put them on a pedestal. So now she's villainizing them. You acted like you had all the answers. You were the parent. You were the adult. How dare you make a mistake? Okay? Like I said, my dad is overwhelmed with this position. And I think for the most part, he's handling it pretty good. Okay? But she wants to villainize it. She's like, you should be doing that. The fact that you're not doing it, it's because you're a narcissist and you want control and you want this and you want that. Now, granted, I will say he's pompous. He wants to be right. All of these type of things. Maybe even a little narcissistic in the I want to be right way, male way. I'm a teacher. Like, I always had the answers. But not to the extent that she is trying to portray this. That is her. Meaning, if she got in that position, this is how she would be. I would be the upper hand and I would be doing this and I would finally have a say in all of this stuff, okay?
Why are you doing this to her?
He's not doing anything to her.
Get a fucking nurse to watch her all day long. And go about your fucking business.
Yeah. I mean, I think I'll, we could start with me, talking about it. Possibly if I'm sensitive and gingerly enough, he might reveal certain things. And that'll open up the discussion.
So she wants to be like, you're a narcissist, you're an asshole, I'm now in control, I'm now calling you on everything, and blah, 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 blah. So what I was going to do was simply, because again, from the other video that I posted, she wanted to confront him. She wanted to confront him. And I was acknowledging, or I was agreeing, to be in this situation. So being in this situation, I had to go along with all the shit. Okay. So if we were going to have a conversation, I was going to bring it up like, we're concerned, she's concerned. Because if I was concerned, she would have nothing to do with it and I would address the issue. We're concerned that this is too much for you. That's why I said gingerly, okay? All right, let's get back to it.
If Karen was the gingerly try to have a conversation about it, how would that go?
Karen is impossible. Daddy's not impossible. There might be like more work that's involved, but no, Karen is impossible.
So she's trying to show that you cannot be gingerly. You cannot be sensitive. We need to go at him at full force. So she brought up Karen, who I had to divorce. Like if you brought this up to her, how receptive would she be? And I'm saying she's impossible. Like she is not rational. You cannot talk to her because my sister wanted to go full force. She wanted to have an opportunity to unleash on him. And she wanted me to be right there beside her. Okay? That's why she's like, how would that work with that person? To me, that's manipulative. This has nothing to do with Karen. Like if you really want something done, you don't almost care how it gets done. Okay, you want to be gingerly. Is it going to get the ball rolling? Is it get the conversation going? Okay, see, that is not my sister's concern. My sister's concern is to be like, now I'm the adult. Now I'm the parent. Now I'm in control. Now I can put you in your place. That is her main concern. And it really pisses me off because her concern is not like we have an issue and we need to address it and I'm frustrated or I'm pissed about it. No, that's why I said we'll address it and we'll gingerly address it and maybe he'll be able to be like, oh yes, I am frustrated or this is a lot for me. And she was like, no, that does not suit my plan. That does not suit my plan because I want to unleash on him. That, knowing my sister, knowing the situation, that is how I interpret it. People that don't understand that may be like, well, that was pretty benign. No, it's not benign.
If she did not change for Mike, who she worshipped and wanted, and
Right.
she's incapable of hearing. I don't think that Daddy's that far gone.
No, I don't think he's that far gone. I think he has it a lot better under control.
Yeah.
I think the difference between and I talked to Alyssa about this.
Yeah.
That she's like, your father doesn't rage. I said no, he does rage. I said it's at a minimal and it's not in front of us. I said.
Okay, so he doesn't rage. What I believe he does, what we all do. I do, my sister does, my father does, my aunt does, maybe even my cousin. We talk loud. and we're kind of aggressive in our talking. So in this family, that is not rage because you don't want to see rage. Maybe in other families, they'd be like, oh, that's rageful. That's not. He does not rage. I will tell you. Does he get like aggravated? Does he get loud? But that is normal, okay, in our family. But again, she needs to believe whatever she needs to believe.
You got to understand that he had to have certain self-management skills or he wouldn't have been able to keep a job. I said, so you got to remember that he was also very hypersensitive to his reputation, to what people thought of him, to what other teachers and students, and, I said, remember, we were local celebrities. Everybody knew us. Everybody knew Dad. Everybody knew us. Everybody knew everything. So he learned to manage.
Yes. So I don't know local celebrity. I don't know about that. But my dad taught for 35 years. So he would teach kids, and then at some point he would teach his students' kids. I mean, a lot of people go through the same school district, especially if you don't move away. If you are raised in a town and then you raise your kids in the town. Yes. And my dad was very liked. And people thought very highly of him, which added to that, that an ego. Okay, if I thought that he was anything like she's trying to portray him to be, and again, I'm deciphering because this is a chopped up conversation. I don't think I could have anything to do with him. I really don't. And our problems that we had, which I discussed when I was living, when I moved out and then I moved back with them. And I was very candid about how he was jerking me around when I lived with them. So if you want to know, go view that video. But I was very candid about that I felt like he was passive aggressive. I felt like he was jerking my chain. I felt like a lot of things. Okay, so I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, okay, did he have an ego? Yeah. Did he have a reputation? Was he prideful? Yes. Was he put like on a pedestal of like, oh, this is the go-to? Yes. But it's not as malignant as my sister wants to. Like, so the way she perceives him is really harmful. He's not harmful. I couldn't deal with harmful. I don't care who you are. I could not deal with harmful. Okay, I just couldn't. And so let's get back to it.
Right.
Okay, so the next video, hold on. Whatever. This is the last one.
So this is the deal. What needs to happen right now is that if he cannot handle her, then there needs to be a nurse that comes in.
Well, wait a minute. I don't really think it's at that level that she needs a nurse.
Well, she can't be left alone.
No, she can't be, but she won't be left alone.
And unless there is a third party there, how do we stop this from, listen, whatever went on between them for all the years that she was in her right mind, but she really wasn't in her right mind, I can't, that was her problem.
Yeah.
But this is like, this is like abusing a toddler, Chris.
There's no abuse.
Yeah. No, I know. I know she's defenseless.
What? Say it again.
I said.
So I don't know how this conversation, excuse me, as I lose my, some people lose their shit. I'm losing my wig. She has gone from he's being frustrated and he's not doing enough. Okay, that's basically what the scenario is. He's frustrated and he's not doing enough to abusing her because she has it in her to be abusive. She has it in her that if she had the upper hand on a situation and no one was looking, that's what she's accusing my dad of, right? Nobody's looking and you're frustrated, so there must be abuse. That's why she's going into, this is like abusing a toddler. If I ever thought, like, hello, come on. But she's the lunatic, my sister.
I know she's defenseless.
Totally. She can't even get in the car and leave.
Yeah.
And you don't know how, and she can't even tell you what happened. So let's say I go there, and I'm like, oh, what happened? She fucking can't tell me.
Yeah.
So the good thing is that it's not resigning with her. It's not staying with her.
Yeah.
Right? But all this trauma, I don't know.
I mean, what do you think is happening other than him being impatient?
I think he's yelling at her. I think he might be throwing things. I think he's acting out of pocket. He's going to act. Listen.
He's not a prostitute and a pimp, okay? My dad, in all the years, he might have yelled, he might have gotten loud, but we're loud naturally, so you don't even have to be mad to be loud. But he might have been extra loud when he was mad. He never, ever threw anything. I mean, I'm 52. I've never, and like, come on, if somebody's going to be that crazy, it cannot be hidden. He has never, he's frustrated. This is what I'm trying to say to her. Like, again, I'm like, other than like being frustrated, like, because I wanted for her to admit exactly where I knew she was going, because it's insane. Let me tell you, if I ever thought that one of my parents were in danger, I would report them. Especially if like this was a history and I knew it wasn't going to go anywhere. And like, she has taken this much and made it like this. This is why part of I had to tape this. I had to video this because she was all over the place and she was insane. Our father for 100 years has never thrown anything, hit us, never even stormed. My mother has stormed out, like when she has gotten frustrated and she's like, I gotta leave. She has gone in the car and left for hours. Okay, my father has never done that. So you're gonna tell me all of a sudden, out of 100 years, especially when we were teenagers, if he didn't do it, he's not ever gonna do it. Okay, because nothing is more crazy than a teenager. So this is where she's going, okay? So let's continue.
I know, and you know as well, there's a lot of different sides of him in terms of his temper.
There really isn't.
Okay?
Yeah.
And I said, yes, like I understand what you're saying.
And he hasn't been a happy person for quite some time. He has no friends. He has no outlet. He has no source.
I mean, that's true. He doesn't, like, well, first of all his friends are dying now and or being put in an assisted living. But let me backtrack. And I told my dad that this was going to backfire on him.